Hi everyone, it's Kasia from Tarot Map. So today we have a day of full moon and I wanted to show you the difference between the two full moons that you may be experiencing depending what system of astrology you follow. I like both, Why choose between if you can have two? So just hear me out here. So what you are going to see here on this screen share, you're seeing the transits for August 1st, and this is true sidereal astrology, midpoint method, and this you would see if you looked up at the sky and you could see the constellations, on the ecliptic. That's what we can see from Earth. You would see all the planets, the visible planets, obviously, or not visible with the telescope, where they are and what constellations are they passing through. In the tropical astrology, we say the full moon is in Aquarius, whereas as you can see in the star connected astrology, the moon is actually passing through the constellation of Capricorn. It actually just moved into this constellation like maybe yesterday, or it's just the beginning of constellation of Capricorn. Aquarius starts here, the moon is right here, the sun is over here in constellation of Cancer. For us in tropical astrology, of course, the star is in the season of Leo. Why do I say season of Leo? Is the sign of Leo, but the sign is not equal constellation of Leo, as we can see, because the sun is in the season of Leo, sign of Leo, but in the constellation of Cancer. Why, you would ask, we have this discrepancy? It's because of the precession of equinoxes. By choice or not, tropical astrology is not using the precession. Sidereal astrology, Hindu version, is using the precession, so they're much closer to the actual positions of the planets in the sky. But even sidereal astrology still splits the heavens in 12 equal houses, equal seasons, whereas this astrology that I use right now has 13 constellations, first of all. And as you can see, the constellations have different sizes. So not one of the constellation is like 30 degrees and that's it. So all of them are different sizes. Some are bigger, some are smaller. You can see here via colors. The Pisces is huge, Taurus is quite big, Leo is quite big, Virgo is very big, Libra, Scorpio, Fucus very small, and so on. So the moon in Capricorn in this true sidereal astrology, how would we experience this? Because to me, this is evolutionary. This is something that we need to put some work into, okay? So I'm going to share with you a couple of images here. So in Julie's deck, in Real Sky Astrology, when Julie goes back to the ancient Egyptians, which are the roots of our astrology, Western astrology, and like all of the systems really, because also Western astrology is part of the true sidereal astrology. Western astrology has done heaps of work for astrology in general. So Capricorn in Julie's deck is the Wheel of Fortune, and she connects Capricorn to the god Khnum. And he was the creator, he was the guide and a creator also of gods and men. And apparently, I haven't been there, but there is an island of Elephantine, and you walk there on shards of pots, like ceramic shards, because apparently he created mankind and other gods on a potter's wheel. And the story, as Julie writes here in her workbook for this deck, the story is interesting because Elephantine is full of pottery. Everywhere one walks, there are shards. In fact, the site is layered with generations of pottery pieces. So this is pretty cool, right? And in Real Sky Astrology, the symbolism of Khnum is more ancient. The more ancient icon. He is the guide for the sun god Ra as he journeys to the far world, and you can see him as a guide. And that kind of plays up with Capricorn having to find in Western astrology, its own authority, and knowing through that how to stand in their truth and actually be able to guide people based on the experience, knowledge, and wisdom that you have gotten over the years. So essential concept of this particular card for Julie, she said the great work, the guide through uncharted territory. And wherever you have sign of Capricorn or planets in Capricorn, this is a good indication of where your skills are a guide through uncharted territory through your life. So find out where Capricorn lies in your chart. The depiction of the moon in Capricorn, which we have moon in constellation of Capricorn, it looks like this, and it's a father of coins. And I love this image where he's offering the moon to, like a Milky Way, to Nut. Love Nut. I had this beautiful personal connection to Nut and Mary, to the great goddess, great goddess that, Milky Way comes out of her breasts to feed Earth. It's just like, the imagery, that beautiful kind of story that you can see in your mind. I think it's beautiful. And Capricorn always has, I feel like a little bit of a split in Western astrology. You would connect it to the old man. Maybe in some way it is. It's often connected to number 9, maybe to the Hermit as well. Even the Hermit in Tarot is connected to the sign of Virgo. But it's fascinating to see the number 9 and the Hermit as, being committed to your path and maybe having a guide or being a guide. Being committed. So the constellation of Capricorn looks like this, and it's one of the oldest constellations as well. It's the Sea Goat, a very strange constellation in some way. The box of stars says that Capricorn actually is in the ocean-oriented part of the northern autumnal sky, along with Aquarius, the water bearer, the whale, constellation of whale, constellation of dolphin, southern fish, and 2 fish of the zodiac sign of Pisces. So the goatfish is one of the most mysterious and ancient symbols in the skies. For the goatfish, known in pre-Babylonian times as the antelope of the subterranean ocean, or he of the vast intellect, Lord of the sacred eye. It's a very, eye is the eye. It's a very descriptive depiction. And Capricorn is holding so much mystery around it, right? A goat with the tail. Apparently it's connected to god Ea, so E and A, and that was apparently the only one amongst the ancient gods who was always kind, never angry, and he's responsible for saving mankind from the flood. The story in which he tells the Sumerian Noah, Utanapishtim, to build an ark is much the same as the Bible's version of the great disaster. So there is this motif of the floods. There is motive of rescuing, guiding humanity to save animals, to save itself. And Ea is also said to have emerged 4 times at long intervals from the subterranean ocean to teach men the arts of civilization. And when he appears, it is in human form, wearing a fish-tailed coat or cloak. After educating mankind, he returns to the waters and darkness, as darkness falls. So only in later times, Capricorn became an earth sign. It's a cardinal earth. So it's kind of like curious, moving earth. It's earth that wants to, climb mountains as well. So we combining this kind of like earth and water signs. It's a feminine sign. And often we think of Capricorn like, kind of masculine, but it's connected to great wisdom. And in the realms of astrology, Capricorn is the realm of the diamond, and people on this path are really called to build and polish, like a diamond, polish their character. To they talk. This pathway talks about condensing the values that people cherish, and through repetition and commitment, really build something formidable on earth. So Capricorn teaches us about commitment and about polishing our character, choosing wisely, being responsible, having this golden diamond-like core within us. So whatever we create actually serves as guide or guidepost or shining star for others as well. And we can speak about Martin Luther King, Mother Teresa, Jesus, kind of like Capricorns. So diamond represents all that is amazing in us, that is condensed through repetition, commitment, time, and we're developing our values. There's no shortcut in personal development. So this is one of those constellations that really calls for wisdom and experience and time in getting to, the juice and the richness of what's going on. So with Capricorn, moon in the Capricorn constellation, we can practice, because this is the frequency that we all kind of getting from above, as above, so below. We can practice commitment. We can practice to polish our characters. We can practice inner authority and really reconnect with this. Capricorn rules our spine. Capricorn rules our skeletal system. It's like the foundation. And with the spine, energetically, you can also practice healthy boundaries. When you imagine no or yes running through your spine, you can really create energetic boundary or open yourself energetically up. So think about this time now as your own personal time for committing to something in your life and putting work into it and polishing it. Okay. Once more, I'm going to show you this full moon in the constellational astrology. Okay, so here we are, transits for the 1st of August. We can see that sun and moon are nearly opposing one another. So the full moon is just happening right now, really. And here we see where all the things are. So if we move, here is the South Node in Virgo. We have Mars in constellation of Leo together with Venus and Mercury. Here, a Sun in Cancer. And then if we move along the ecliptic, we see Uranus kind of sitting in between Taurus and Aries, but already in Aries constellation. So just moving in. And we have here Jupiter in Aries, North Node in Pisces, Neptune in Pisces, Saturn is in the middle of constellation of Aquarius. And if we go further here, we can see the moon right in the constellation of Capricorn, Pluto just at the end of Sagittarius here, kind of hanging in no man's land, and ascendant of today's is in Ophiuchus. So that's quite interesting how that looks. Anyway, I hope that was informative and you got something out of it. I'm offering this spiral astrology readings when you can get also visual and storytelling kind of insight into your personal connection to astrology via your connection to the constellations. I also offer 2-hour tropical astrology readings, so you can choose between the constellational, true sidereal one, or tropical. With me, I love both systems. I am exploring the true sidereal system because I love that connection to the sky. I think we can use both systems to our to help ourselves in our evolution and understanding and getting to know one another, and ourselves first of all. So if you're interested in these readings, everything will be linked below. I would love to read for you. So let me know what system you prefer and how you find yourself with all of this. Thanks for watching. Bye.